Hello everybody, welcome to this tutorial. Here's Ahmed Nasser from Stereo 007 at YouTube. Before we get started, as all time, I would like to remind you to subscribe my channel, Stereo 007, and you can join us on Facebook. Let's begin. First thing, let's talk about relative and absolute positioning in CSS. Um, First thing, we're talking about position to be relative, and after that we talk about position to be static and position to be absolute, and fixed position, of course. What I need you to understand in these two slides is just one thing. I need you to put any absolute position inside relative position. So all the time, take it as a rule of thumb, or you know as a startup rule all the time when you work with CSS and HTML. Put the absolute position inside relative position, because if you don't do that, we got this. All the absolute gonna be relative to the static position of the body. Okay, so why to do that? Just override that and make a relative position for your element, and put all the element inside your containing element to be absolute. So we want to make an implementation for that. It's become more clear. Okay, here we have the following. We have a box. This gray box here has a header, a red header, and header has inside this header there's other box. Okay, inside this box we have an image and we have a description, and we have also in the end of this gray box we have a number of downloads for this picture. Okay, and this picture is inside this white big box, and this big box inside the body. Okay, let me just move on to the example. Okay, we are here. So we have this page. Okay, we have let me just show you the layout. We have the body, and we have the page box. Okay, the page box is this white box here, and the page box has boxes. So this is known as box here. Has a red header, picture, and so forth. This is the gray one, is the box that we have. We have many boxes. First box, and we have many boxes here. They are the same ID and the same class. Okay, and we have a problem here because we put many elements, but all these elements are located in the same position. Okay, we move down. Okay, it's not fixed, it's moving, but we cannot we all the elements are located in the same position. We need this position to be relative to itself, not absolute like this. Okay, this is known as absolute. Why? Because if you look for the CSS for this code, we have the box here. It's from the left. It's float to the, okay, no problem. The position is absolute, but it has 100% pixel to the from the left. Okay, so you can change this, for example, to 300 and refresh the page. See where it's gonna be away from the left 300 pixel. It has under this element we have 300. We have many elements, but we cannot see them because the position here is absolute. The position of the page box, which is the white box here, all this white, is relative, and this is absolute. Okay, position absolute is inside relative, but it won't work. Why? Because absolute positioning is absolute. It's like relative to its parent, to the ancestors. It's relative. Okay, it's it's just fixed in its parent. Okay, okay, it's moving. It's moving, but relative to its parent. Okay, in order to fix this, you just need to do one thing. You just come here, position, and see relative. This is the box. Inside this box, all the elements inside this box will be absolute. So this is gonna be absolute to the relative, which is the parent. So the header, the red header, will be absolute to the box. And the same thing for the box grid, which contain the image, gonna be absolute to the box. The same thing here, the box caption gonna be relative to the box, and the span also will be relative to the box. So this is very nice. Let me show you what is this gonna gonna be after we change the position from absolute to relative. Okay, we got 300 pixels from the left here. If we refresh, we get all the elements. Okay, all the elements, they are 300 pixel, okay, from the left. Okay, but we didn't need this. Okay, you see they are all 300 pixel. Not each one is 300 pixel. They are 300 pixel from the nearest, from the nearest relative element, which is the white box. They are 300 pixel from here. Okay, not from each other. So you should be careful about this. Okay. So if we refresh this, you gotta see we got all the elements. Okay, they are relative to each other in different places. Okay, in different places they are, they are relative to each other, because this one is relative to this one. Okay, it's the same as static. If you look, it's almost the same as static, because if you come to position here and change it to static, but maybe we gotta say static is just for one element. Okay, but we said the absolute need to be relative, need to be related to relative. So when we remove the relative to static, all the elements are pointing to one position. It's a static position. So we don't need this. We need this to be relative, that each element has its own absolute component. So refresh this, we're gonna see all the changes here. Okay, this is pretty much what I need to show you. Let me just say, okay, just got a minute. Let us check the code here. We say, okay, we have we put this all the time. I would like to put this HTML body, all the things to be margin 0, padding 0, border 0, outline 0, font size 100%. We just give the background for the body, and the page box, we just say the width, the min height, and margin equal to 0 auto, because we want to centralize. Background is white, the border radius, because as you can see here we got a rounded rectangle for the page box. The position is relative. For each boxes which has an image here, we just set the position also to be relative, and the border is 1 pixel. It's also dashed with a little bit green color. So as you can see here, we have a dash border for each of the boxes, and also has a header, a red header. As you can see here, this red header is located into the left. Position is absolute. It's to the left and top 00. Z index, it's above the image. As you can see here, it's in Z index 13. The height of that is 20. Margin, padding, we see the background to be red, and also we give it flow to the left. Direction is from left to right. If you need Arabic, you say right to left and change the flow to the right. um, for the box, we need to change the color, override the color to be white. So that's why you can see here we have a category here, but it's white, and it has a font family, text decoration, none. The box grid, which has the, as we can see in the stuff here, the box grid is basically got the A in the image, okay, the href, and inside this href there's an image. We got the the caption inside the box grid. Okay, it's 200 pixel in width. Okay, and basically we just say position is absolute, align center, direction right to left or left to right. Margin is 0 auto, it's in centralized position to the containing element. Box caption, this is a div here, the black div here, it's box caption. The color is black, and it's got a opacity of 0.8. Width and height here, we got just give it padding and margin, and from the top it's 165 pixel, from the left it's 10 pixel. Overflow is auto, and finally we got to the last span, this span, which is in the end of the box. It got from the bottom it's 0, it stick to the bottom. From the left is 50 pixel, it's centralized center, and width is 130 pixel, because we use margin here, centralized, and text align is, and also we forced to use left for 50 pixel from the left. Position is absolute, and we just give it the font and the size of the font, the line height, and display as block. So this is pretty much how you could make such a thing like this. It's not hard, it's easy. You just make the first one and change it to many copies, and each one will be relative to itself. Okay, so this is very nice and very useful, and you gotta use this all the time when you make blogs, and it's really awesome. So I hope you like this tutorial. You liked this tutorial, guys. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in another video. Thank you.